but is making a comeback. Mithun Aswath is with us, managing partner at Kivah Advisors. Mithun, good to have you with us here. Thanks for your time. It's been pretty volatile. Last few trading sessions, not like the very smooth ride we had in November and December. So what are you doing? And of course, I mean, one of the things which changed was what HDFC Bank is doing, right? Tremendous amount of pressure. That's the, in a way, the new thing from a large cap perspective. So just a quick view on the market and HDFC Bank, and if you've bought it or you're thinking of buying it.
Yeah, hi, Prashant. I think, markets have been a little bit choppy over the last couple of weeks. Primarily, you've seen FI selling, which has intensified when, the markets peaked maybe at over 22,000 levels. But I think the action in the markets are more in the outside the index. I think there are lots of stories and pockets where, individual companies are reporting good numbers. And be it impetus either from the government because of the capex plans they have, there are spots which continue to do well, and even during sharp corrections like we saw yesterday, they're being bought into. So I think one needs to really monitor valuations, look at stocks individually, and see where there are upsides, and then one needs to take positions.
HDFC Bank, Mithun?
Yeah, on HDFC Bank, I think it's more a company-specific issue in terms of the deposit growth that they would need to embark upon. I think it's going to be maybe a couple of quarters before they completely digest the acquisition or the merger of HDFC. But apart from that, if you really look at the numbers, there was nothing really to be too concerned about. Advances are growing, the asset quality remains in check. I think the concern is only on the deposit growth. Typically, I think Q4 is quite strong for deposit growth for HDFC. So I think valuations are coming to the really low end of the curve for about 2.5 times book. So downside may be limited, but I think this deposit accretion will be a sector-specific phenomenon. All of the banks are struggling to grow deposits, but HDFC, with the franchise they have and the network that they have, should be reasonably well poised to grow the deposit.
Mithun, hi, afternoon. I remember our last conversation, you were talking about BEML. Is that correct, in the defense pack?
That's right, Reema. I think
so just wanted to, it says clearly you would have studied the entire defense pack. BDL, Bharat Dynamics, just reported their numbers. Numbers look good. The company's reported a revenue growth of 30%. Margins have expanded 30 basis points, 19.8%. So steady on the margin front. And profit is up nearly 60%, aided by a higher other income. But the top line growth is strong. Margins have been steady. But the stock hasn't reacted. It's just up close to about, flat to 1%. So is the best of the good news or steady numbers in the price now for defense companies? How would you view these numbers and what we should expect for the defense basket?
Yeah, see, Reema, I think it's quite difficult. Like, for example, BML is up 40-50% since, we, advised our clients. And it's happened in a hurry, primarily because, there is good visibility in terms of order booking and potential orders that these companies could get over the next 12 to 24 months. The commentary from managements also are very positive in terms of execution as well as margin accretion. So I think these companies, on any kind of declines or whenever there's negative sentiment, I think they will be bought into as long as delivery in terms of execution continues to happen. So like you mentioned, I think Bharat Dynamics order book is great, but if you execute and that turns into revenues and good profitability, I think that's what the street will reward. And obviously, the stock has been on a tear over the last couple of months. So even on the results, it may be taking just a breather right now.
All right. Hi, Mithun. Good afternoon. Good to see you. And what else have you all added or deducted? I recall we also had a chat on United Spirits. It came out with its set of numbers. PB FinTech, I think, was something that you all liked or you all had at least. Tell us something new. What else have you all added?
Yeah, afternoon, Nigel. I think these two continue to be in our portfolios. They're good secular plays, especially United Spirits. I think on the premiumization front that we spoke about, I think is being captured, and the numbers kind of show that. In terms of new opportunities, obviously, when markets are high and valuations are something that we look at quite closely. We are looking at the metals opportunity, and Vedanta is something that we have started to look at, and that is something that looks interesting to us. The company has a play across commodities, be it zinc, aluminium, iron ore, steel, as well as oil and gas. The company, the parent is where the issue was, and the parent has actually restructured its debt, where the principal payments are now back-ended to FY27 onwards. And in the next couple of years, we are also, the company is embarking upon a demerger, where the company will, demerge, and you will have focused assets into 6 companies: Vedanta Oil and Gas, Vedanta Aluminium, Vedanta Base Metals, Vedanta Steel and Iron Ore, Vedanta Power. So, once, this restructuring goes through, we do think that, the company may exit its steel and iron ore businesses. And with that cash, at the parent level, some debt could be paid down. If that happens, the company, the listed companies could, reinvest into their businesses and grow. And I think that is a significant opportunity that Vedanta has.
That's interesting. Actually, if the debt issues, etc., are resolved, it's probably one of its kind, right, in terms of businesses and its exposure to various commodities. You don't have, there's no second one in that sense. As you said, Z is now bouncing. I'm not sure why, but 166. Given this a look at all, Mithun?
No, Prashant. I think it's too difficult to take a call. It's very event specific. So we really don't have a call on this one right now.
Although the event now is done, right? So, and the aftermath is what is out there playing out. But yeah, I mean, is there a real trigger or anything?
Yeah, there's so many mixed reports in terms of its financial numbers and other issues. So we stay away at the moment.
Yeah. Names like, by the way, did you look at oil marketing companies? IOC just reported numbers. Numbers seem to be very strong. Did you sort of recommend your clients buy it at any point, or your thoughts here?
Prashant, honestly, we've not, we maybe have missed, oil marketing companies. I think it was an opportunity. It continues to be quite attractive in terms of valuation, but don't have any coverage or any positions on these right now. But, safe to say, if you look at the numbers, they are very, trading at very low multiples. The only point here is, will there be maybe a fuel price cut because oil prices are down? That's the only, I think, question mark that maybe investors need to ponder over. But otherwise, I think, when oil prices are reasonably comfortable, these companies are generating good profits, and dividend yields also will be quite good.
Did you ever look at Oberoi Realty? The stock has gotten smashed over the last 2 days on their pre-sales numbers.
No, Reema. I think the only real estate stock directly that we've had exposure to is Prestige Estates. There too, also we have booked some profits, but continue to have some positions there. I think in the real estate pack as well, I think stocks have run up quite handsomely over the last quarter or so. So they will need to digest. I think the market needs to digest some of the numbers. And this is not an easy sector. Execution challenges will also be there. But I think you need to focus and be with maybe the leading companies within that pack.
Indeed, Mithun, and I was quite interested to know about that view on Vedanta. We don't hear that too often, but you said it, right? They have an asset which they can sell, and the parent can delever himself, and valuation-wise, it's always been rather cheap. Final question, before we let you go, the railway theme has been up and about. Did you all have any exposure out there, railway?
Yeah, Nigel, like I mentioned to you, VML was something that, our position that, we've had for clients.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot, Mithun, for joining in and filling us in with that view. So we discussed quite a few stocks. Appreciate you joining in and sharing your view on markets and on various sectors as well. We'll slip into a short break, though, with news that the markets are at the high point of the day. One day ahead of expiry. So let's see how it goes. But Nimish will be waiting for us on the other side. He'll tell us what's going on in dealing rooms.